Franklin lived with his father, William, in a small, old house at the edge of the town. Franklin had no memory of a mother. She had passed away when he was very young. So William was everything to him, his parent, his protector, and his whole world. William worked harder than anyone Franklin knew. He took on long hours and tiring jobs, all with one dream in his heart, to give his son a good education. But no matter how hard he worked, money was never enough. With great difficulty, William managed to buy only one textbook for Franklin. For a notebook, he stitched together loose, empty pages by hand. For a school uniform, Franklin had to wear William's old, worn-out clothes, cleaned as best as they could manage. At school, Franklin tried his best to stay invisible. In subjects where he didn't have textbooks, he politely asked his classmates if he could share. So the girls laughed at him. They refused and insulted him, saying he was too poor to sit with them, that he didn't belong in their class, and that he shouldn't even touch their books with his dirty hands. Franklin swallowed his pain every day. He never complained. He never cried in front of his father. He knew William was already sacrificing everything for him, and he didn't want to add more weight to his tired shoulders. But one evening, William returned home early and found Franklin crying quietly in a corner of their house. The boy tried to hide his tears, but he couldn't anymore. Everything poured out, the insults, the humiliation, the loneliness. William listened in silence. His heart burned with anger and broke with sadness at the same time. He held his son close and made a promise that night. Franklin would never have to suffer like that again. The next morning, William left home. For days, he worked harder than ever before, taking on extra shifts, exhausting himself, refusing to give up. When he finally returned, he had earned enough to change Franklin's life. Still, he asked gently, "Tell me, my son, what do you want?" Franklin looked at him and said simply, "I just want to study." Those words touched William's heart deeply. He bought Franklin a clean school uniform, proper textbooks, notebooks, and everything he needed to learn. From that day on, Franklin studied with all his strength. He worked harder than anyone in his class. Slowly, the same people who once looked down on him began to notice him. By the end of the year, Franklin stood at the top of his class. He was praised not only for his intelligence, but also for being the cleanest and most disciplined student in the school. The struggles of the past became a story of strength, sacrifice, and hope, a reminder that a father's love can change a child's destiny forever.